Hey everyone! So today I am finally filming another taco talk and I am on my camera again. I have the viewfinder. It's crazy. I haven't filmed on this in like forever. So if I keep looking at myself, that's why, because it's been a really long time. But today I want to use my platform to talk about everything that's going on right now, and basically just to say how I, as a black woman in America, feel, like how I feel right now. I have always talked about race and police brutality and all the stuff on my channel. I'll link all of my taco talks. I have always been vocal about my very liberal beliefs, and I talk about a lot of different like controversial issues. Even though it shouldn't be controversial, it's a human life being lost in a brutal way. That's not really controversial to me, but it is to some people. I just want to talk about just like everything going on, how I feel, different brands that have shown their entire ass. I know people think like, oh, social media doesn't make a difference, but I feel like it does. Hopefully it's crazy to be filming on my camera again, and I know I'm smiling right now, even though this isn't really like a light topic, but like I said, I'm just like, wow, the camera is back. Past Tuesday on June 2nd, I turned 20 years old, and I was gonna film a video all about like everything I've learned in 20 years, like 20 things I've learned in 20 years and stuff, and like people were asking me questions, but then all of this happened with George Floyd. And like I said, I'm very vocal about my feelings about this kind of stuff, so I wanted to talk about that rather than like 20 things I've learned at 20, and I was gonna like incorporate it into one video, but I feel like this needs its own video. Hopefully like this will pick up now that people are actually listening to black people, even though it's been going on for forever. So I have my notes written down on my phone because I have a lot of things I want to talk about. If you haven't heard, do you live under a rock? Everyone in all 50 states have protested what happened to George Floyd. People keep saying black people should not be the ones educating everyone on everything going on. So Google is free if you want to look up what happened, but I'll say like a quick little synopsis. So apparently he was at a store that he frequented and he used a fake $20 bill, I'm pretty sure, and then I think it was also like he had a cigarette and he wouldn't put it out, so they called the police, but no one has like video evidence of it. So if you know of any video evidence of like the fake 20 or what happened in the store, please comment it below or anything, because I asked on Twitter and no one answered. And my mom has even been like, where's the video footage that it was a fake 20? So when the police came, they used excessive force on his neck for like, I don't even know how long. Long story short, it killed him because he couldn't breathe. He said, I can't breathe. Just like Eric Garner said, every single state in this country has protested, and they are protesting every single day. Like there are pictures of people miles and miles and miles like of people protesting. My heart goes out to the people that are protesting. I hope you all do not get coronavirus for standing up for what you believe in and seeing our lives as valuable, because they are. So thank you for that, and thank you to everyone who has been using their voice, their privilege, their platform, putting their money where their mouth is, like all of that. I want to say thank you, because the black community does appreciate that, and even though that's what we should all be doing, I just want to say thank you anyway. A lot of people do not feel that way, which I will get into later. This has happened multiple times. Trayvon Martin, Tamir Rice, Sandra Bland. We can even go back to slavery. Like this has been happening for forever. I guess it's good now that people are like really taking a stand on it. But the fact that people are like, oh, I'm so shocked this is happening in 2020. It's like you have so much privilege that you can just like push this to the side and not care about it. But as a black person in America, this is like our everyday life. We have to think about this every single day, every single time we leave the house. Even in our houses, Breonna Taylor, for example, even in our houses, we aren't safe. For people to say that they're just now shocked, really kind of, it just diminishes everything that we've been talking about. Like we're not just out here like protesting and saying our lives matter and like really trying to make a difference for the fun of it. Like we're saying it because we fear for our lives. It's not clicking to y'all. Okay, well, somebody came to our house that my sister is talking to. Alright, well, okay. The protests aren't just in America, they're also in 18 other countries, so shout out to y'all. Some companies believe that
since they're in different countries, this isn't their place to speak on this.
I'm like, what is not your place to speak on? Like, just tell people, like, these are places you can donate to, this is what you can do to help, this is what we're doing to help. Like, I don't understand why this is so hard, even if you're in a different country, because, well, I personally still spread awareness for things going on in different countries if I'm aware of it. So sounds like some excuses to me. And like I said, I guess it's better late than never for people to finally be using their privilege to talk about this, but it's also kind of like diminishing and like, wow, that's kind of hurtful that you're just now listening to what we've been saying for forever. People should have been this outraged when like the first time this happened. People get really outraged for like a little period of time, like 3 days, whatever, they'll post about it, and then they're like, okay, well, back to my life, back to my privileged life where I don't have to think about this. I personally believe the only reason that now is such a big thing is because of coronavirus and quarantine and all of that, because people really have nothing else to do. So every time they go on social media and scroll trying to get like away from it, they can't, because people are still posting about it because we literally have nothing else to do, which is sad that like Black Lives Matter only when there's nothing else to do and people can't travel and stuff. But honestly, that's like the reality of it, that like people only care about us when they have nothing else to do, and that is their privilege. And that's why we keep saying like non-Black people need to be using their privilege to help us, because if you have the privilege to not ever think about it or not get kind of nervous when you're around police, you need to be the one posting about this, donating, helping your Black friends. I know people are like more lenient with like Black people because they're like, you know what we go through and this and that, but then there are people like Mr. $50, aka Virgil Abloh, that is like a millionaire, like Off-White, their stuff, like literally I looked it up and they said the cheapest thing they have are stocks that are like over $100, and they were on sale for $57, and he only donated $50. So I'm like, sir, what are you doing? So that's why I also am like, I'm holding Black people accountable too, because there are a lot of coons that don't think that this will happen to them, and they're just like, whatever, I don't really care. This is our community and you should be just as outraged as the rest of us, and non-Black people should be outraged too, because it's human life. Like, Black people have been getting the short end of the stick since the beginning. Like, we weren't even considered humans, and then we had a 3/5 compromise. So yes, all of y'all need to be outraged about this, because if not, like, why? Like, what is it that's so bad about Black people that you don't like? That's just where that's what I am trying to, like, it's not clicking, because I'm like, what have Black people done that's so terrible that people just hate us this much? I'm just like, I'm confused. Like, I don't understand what it is so terrible about our darker skin that it just makes people hate us so much. Like, please, like, if you are racist, comment down below like why you don't like Black people, because it kind of just doesn't make sense to me. I do have some like non-Black friends that have told me they don't really know how to go about this kind of situation, because like they said this isn't their place to speak on things because they aren't Black. But I feel like even if you aren't Black, you should speak on this, especially if you have the privilege like white men. I'm just like, if you have any type of privilege, I feel like you should really be speaking on this. If you feel the same way that it's wrong and that Black Lives Matter, you should be speaking on it. If you feel that it's okay to be racist, maybe you need to sit in a corner and not move and choke. But if you do feel like, if you are standing with us, I feel like you should be using your platform and your privilege to get your voice out there and have those uncomfortable conversations with your family and friends if you're in a predominantly white community, because that's how change is going to occur. You have to like change people's mindsets. That's how I feel. If you're concerned about how you should go about it as a privileged person, I feel like you should just talk about it and scream it that you are with us and that you can donate to different organizations, sign petitions, have those uncomfortable conversations. You can do a lot Even if you feel like you can't, you can. I also did want to talk about the performative activism that I've seen on social media, because it's one thing to be like outraged and continue to post about it and inform people, and there's another thing to just be doing this because it's trendy or because we have nothing else to do right now and just go to protest so you can have like little protest outfits and take pictures and blah blah blah. Because there was a thing where a girl posted that they were gonna like get drunk or whatever, and then she was like, let me pick out my riot outfit. Is this Coachella for y'all? Which actually Coachella is problematic, and we have been saying that, but y'all continue to go every year because it's built on cultural appropriation, and the man who like is behind Coachella donates to Trump's administration or whatever. So y'all that be going to Coachella are just as problematic, and we have been saying that, but y'all didn't want to listen. That's what I'm saying about performative activism, because people are like, oh my gosh, I'm so for Black Lives Matter, and like, let's post about this, let's go to the protest and like take pictures and stuff, but then y'all be supporting these racist companies, these racist people, y'all be friends with racists, y'all let your friends say racist things, y'all probably say racist things. So it's like, who are you doing this for? Like, are you doing this because it's getting your account attention, or are you doing this because it's trendy? Like the whole thing with like tag 10 people, and I was like, what is the reason for this? Like, tagging 10 people, what is that going to do to help the situation at hand? Nothing. And then I think like Kylie Jenner did that, but like hasn't donated or done anything. And I'm like, your child is half Black, so what's going on? Companies too that say like, oh, we're so diverse and this and that. I'm like, okay, so who are your higher up people? I would like to see like a list of who the higher up people are. Are there any Black people? Are there any Black women? So don't claim that you're like for the cause and for the culture if you are not showing it. Like, don't just say something but then like, oh, we haven't donated, we haven't done this, we haven't done any of this, we haven't inclusified our office space or the workplace in general. Or if you have like just white friends and y'all be saying the N-word and stuff, like, who are you really for? And I also don't mean just have Black friends to be like, I have a Black friend, I'm not racist. Like, if you literally just hang out with certain people, like, and you're doing it on purpose, or if you just have one Black friend, justify your racism, that's just as bad too. So I need y'all to start reevaluating what you're doing. Y'all be talking out both sides of your neck. So I'm like, what is it? Because people that I follow that are like, oh my gosh, I'm so for Black lives, this and that, but then y'all be following problematic people and supporting problematic people, and then be forgiving people, be like, I'm so sorry for doing this, I didn't know. Like, you knew. It's 2020. The whole blackout day thing, I want to talk about that, because why? Like, what is a black square going to do? And people are like, it's standing in solidarity with the Black community and letting y'all's voices be heard. I'm like, but you're clogging the Black Lives Matter feed. That was the way people were getting information, and it was circulating and getting to a bunch of different people about different things they could do to help, and y'all are just like posting a whole bunch of black squares. Like, what is a black square gonna do? Even if it's standing in solidarity, like, you can do that by donating, you can do that by sharing posts, and you can do that by just promoting Black people, which you should have been doing way before this anyway. I just hope this doesn't just go on for this week or whatever. I hope it continues going on and this actually can be changed and this won't happen anymore. It's just like, this happens so much, and then it's like, oh, a week later, like, people forget about it, or like they'll get charged or whatever, but then they won't get convicted, so then they can walk. We've been over this so many times before, but I feel like since people aren't going to work and we can't go places and things are still like shut down in like big cities and stuff, and the second wave of coronavirus is going to hit us like later on, I feel like people are still like, the momentum is still there, which I'm so thankful for. But I don't know, I kind of feel like it might be slowing down a little bit. That's just me. But, and like I was saying with the whole blackout thing and how people are like just now promoting Black people, that kind of upset me too, because Tumblr used to do blackout Fridays every single week. Like, I think it was like Tumblr, Twitter, and Instagram, and they would promote different Black people, or just Black people were supposed to promote themselves or just post themselves, and it was like a blackout, like promoting Black people. So now people are like, oh my gosh, here's some of my favorite Black like companies, creatives, this and that, and I'm like, why haven't y'all been posting them before this? Like, if this is one of your favorite creators or companies, why are you just now posting about this when something catastrophic happens to the black community? So that's what I'm saying also with like people talking about both sides of their neck and this performative activism. I'm like, is this how you really feel, or are you just doing this because you want this past that you're not racist, even though you be culturally appropriating black culture all the time? What are you standing for? Because you're standing for a whole bunch of different things. Post different like black companies below. My favorite one, as you all know, is Illegal Civ. That's the one I'm wearing right now. Mikey Alfred is my king, my icon, my idol. Love him. I literally did a presentation on Mikey. The last kind of thing I wanted to talk about were fashion brands and just fashion in general that have not said anything and places that have said things. So the first company I want to talk about that I absolutely love is Parade Underwear. They make like 100% sustainable underwear and they're just the best. And like I have started like promoting their underwear like on my Instagram and stuff, but like this isn't like a promotion like thing. I just genuinely love them because I'm like, why else would I be promoting them if I didn't love them? Because I'm not one of those people that just like promote stuff, and I'm not famous either. I applied to promote and they accepted me. So I'm like, they have been actually putting their money where their mouth is. They've been donating to different organizations, and they're a small company too. So they've been donating to different organizations. They've been posting about what people can do to help, what people can do to help if they don't have money. By the way, if you don't have money or if you don't feel safe protesting, even though black people don't feel safe every single day, you can watch a video on YouTube and not skip through the ads. Like you have to turn on your ad blocker and just like watch the whole thing. And it's a bunch of different like black creatives, black artists and everything, and I think she's raised over like $20,000 from that video, so I'll link it if you want to do that after you watch this video. But yes, I love Parade so much. They are actually doing what is necessary to make some kind of a difference, so shout out to Parade. I don't think they're gonna watch this video, but I love them so much. I will always, like, I literally say even if I'm not posting it, I'm wearing their underwear. Supreme, I saw earlier today that they are donating $500,000 to different organizations, and yes, they could donate more because Supreme is like very profitable, but just the fact that they're donating anyway, and they always like the MLK stuff, the Malcolm X stuff, like they are always like donating too. So I just love Supreme too. Seeing them actually like donating some money, more than $50, is really nice to see. Also, literally before I started filming this video, I saw that Lego is donating like $4 million, and they're pulling all their like police officer Legos. So I was like, wow, even Lego. I just want to talk about Dolls Kill because I know like the kind of fashion I like and everything really aligns with Dolls Kill, but they have just been problematic in there. I thought they were getting better, but clearly they're not at all. If you don't know what happened with Dolls Kill, the owner like posted a picture of like some police officers like burling down the street, and she said something like, she said direct action at its finest glory, and then said hashtag Black Lives Matter. They have been problematic, and I always like speak out about them being problematic and how they've been racist in the past and cultural appropriated, and it's not right. I saw a picture that they posted, plus size black girl with disabilities, and I was like, wow, they're getting better. Like even though it's just one person, they need to have more anyway. I was like, wow, they're getting better. I will admit I do have a lot of stuff from them, but I buy it because they have brands that I like, which is probably an indicator that those brands are problematic too if they're being sold on Dolls Kill. But listen, Lazy Oaf is my biggest addiction. Buying Lazy Oaf on their website is expensive because they're a UK based brand. So between the conversion of pounds to dollars and just the shipping in general, it's expensive. And Dolls Kill has it for cheaper. And then I can apply my student discount too. And I'm like, you know, if black people were paid equally, especially black women, I wouldn't have to worry so much about saving money, but like we're not paid equally, so you kind of gotta go where it's cheaper. I do buy like sustainable stuff, and I make sure to like support smaller artists and smaller brands, but then like stuff like that, I'm like, and I do buy a ton of my Lazy Oaf on Depop. Sometimes it's like cheaper to get the brand new stuff on Dolls Kill than it is to get used stuff on Depop. Let me know in the comments below what I should do, because I have a ton of Dolls Kill stuff that I haven't worn yet because I bought it like in the winter to wear this summer to stunt in my fits. And then they pulled this mess, and I was like, girl. And then they posted the black squares, and then they're like,
we were too late, we were not loud enough, we apologize, blah blah blah.
Like, start putting your money where your mouth is. Like, if you're all for like weirdos and inclusivity and this and that, like, why are you not signing petitions? Why are you not donating some of your profits? You know what I mean? So I think I might just keep the stuff that I already have and then just not purchase from there anymore. They're trash. They're absolutely trash. And I've found some black companies that kind of sell like similar stuff to them. Whenever I do talk about these brands and stuff, people are like, oh, well, start your own brand since you love like skate wear and like all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I could start my own brand, but like honestly, sometimes I just want to be able to buy clothes and know that the owners and whoever, they believe that black people are the same as everybody else. Like, they believe that our skin color, whatever, our melanin doesn't make us any less of a human than someone more fair skinned. I don't know why that's so hard to understand, because I also had this conversation with my sister, and she's plus size, and she was saying that's how people sound when they say that like plus size women need to make their own clothing companies. It's like they don't need to make their own clothing companies, just be inclusive. Even though I love supporting black owned companies, don't get me wrong, I always will, I do love black owned companies, but it's like, why do we have to like go and do all this like extra legwork, even though black people in America do have to work 10 times as hard to even get remotely near where white people are? It's like, why do we have to go and make our own brand when y'all can just shop wherever? And it's like, no, just realize that Black Lives Matter. Black people are people. We're here, standing here in the flesh. So I'm just like, why is it like, oh, just make your own company? Like, no, I just want to be able to buy cute clothes and know that it's not going towards like racist companies. Like, you know what I mean? That also kind of like baffled me, and it just seems like stuff is just like going way over people's heads. They're just like,
I'm gonna support, I'm gonna donate, I'm gonna protest, but like, I'm not gonna listen to black people, I'm not gonna like be friends with black people, I'm not gonna call my company out for not having more like diverse group and having black people in higher up positions. But like, I love black people.
Like, that's what y'all sound like. So I'm like,
going to protest, taking pictures, Black Lives Matter, this and that. I'm gonna rant on Twitter, I'm gonna post all this stuff on Instagram, but like, I have 0 black friends, I don't listen to black people.
so what are you advocating for? This like really hit home for me since I turned 20 this year, and like I was saying, a whole bunch of black kids will never be able to turn 20 because of racism, hatred, police brutality, and I like acknowledged a lot of them on my birthday post. And thank you to all of you that did wish me a happy birthday. I did have a happy birthday. I just like was around the house all day like doing photo shoots, pretending I was on America's Next Top Model, even though Tyra Banks is problematic. I had a really good birthday cake and had really good food, so it was a good birthday despite everything that's going on. Y'all that keep talking about Black Lives Matter but didn't wish me a happy birthday, that's just me being petty, but low-key I'm being serious. People that are like, I don't believe in rioting or looting and blah blah. I'm like, nobody asked you what you believe in. Black people can retaliate whatever way we feel is necessary, because we've been peaceful. Y'all didn't like that. Black Panther Party, it was still peaceful. They were just like, we're gonna protect ourselves. Disbanded that in a hurry. And then this. It's like people only listen when there are like white people or non-black people of color, or just a ton of people hitting their pockets like where it hurts. That's when they listen to us. The only thing that I don't like is that these like white people that aren't even like for the cause, that just want to destroy stuff and then blame it on black people, or the cops that like come with the tear gas and like rubber bullets and stuff, which I didn't realize they were that huge. And I was like, y'all are shooting people in the face with that? Like, what? This one guy on Twitter, he literally lost his eye from being at a protest and getting like shot in the eye with the rubber bullet. And I was like, wow, shout out to him, because he was a white guy. So I'm like, he is standing up for black people, like losing his eye for black people. So I was like, thank you. Wow. Not that like everybody has to lose their eye for black people, but it's like, if you're gonna be about it, be about it. And he was about it. Last thing I'll say or whatever, I also have a Depop. I'm gonna donate some of the profit that I make from the stuff that I sell. I'm gonna donate that to different organizations, different people that are in need of money, and I already have donated to the NAACP. I think that's like everything I wanted to talk about, and just how I feel as a black person. I want to get like a collection of different like black businesses, kind of like my style or in the same realm as my style, and then I wanted to like post that on my Instagram. I just feel like if you really want to be an ally, just listen to black people. Don't say like, well, I think you shouldn't be that offended, or I think you'll never be able to truly understand what we feel on a daily basis. But if you could just have like empathy or sympathy for us and really stand in solidarity, or just help us stand up for us, like stand up against your racist family members, your racist friends, donating, reposting stuff, because social media, you can learn a lot through social media. So reposting things, signing petitions, protesting if it's safe, because I know coronavirus is still going around, but like so many people are out protesting. Be a decent human being, you know, like many human lives have been lost due to hatred. What is so controversial about that? I think that's like all of my feelings. Stay safe, my fellow black people. Stay safe if you're protesting. Stay safe from coronavirus. Remember, Black Lives Matter yesterday, today, tomorrow, forever. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Have a great day or night, and I'll talk to y'all later.